Namaste, High Vibers. This is Dee who's living on High Vibe. And in today's short video, I'm going to get into the topic of gut feelings. Before we get started, make sure that you subscribe to my channel, click the bell notification, like the video, all that good karma stuff. As souls, we have been around for a very, very long time. We've been around for millions of years, and we've had our experiences. And as such, they have been recorded in our DNA as humanity as whole, as well as on an individual level. We have energy centers in our body, and the lower three energy centers is what produce oftentimes the so-called gut feeling. So that's that feeling. Usually it's about, before we make decision, it's about people. It can be positive, but most of the times we notice when it's negative, because many times we don't listen to that gut feeling. This weird sensation of discomfort, this you cannot feel, like you don't know, like there's no explanation, but you just feel it, right? We ignore it, and then we go ahead with our decision, and then we discovered, okay, this person, I felt already bad about them, or the situation, this decision, I felt bad about it, and then things happened. Recent example, like there's the submarine that went down and imploded. Apparently, as per the aunt, the 19-year-old kid didn't want to go on that submarine. So he was, he was just terrified, and he didn't want to go there because obviously there was some sort of feeling, and he was not taken over by this idea, oh my God, I have to be this person in history going down to Titanic. Yeah, and he made a justification in his head that he has to go and obey his parent and be a good kid. And then, they all perished. He perished. And it's really sad. So gut feeling can be life and death situation. Have you ever traveled and wound up in new places, and you get on trail and it just doesn't feel right. Something's not right. And then you start interacting. Happened to me when I lived in Costa Rica. I went out and I was hanging out with I took a tour, and the tour guide said, yeah, well, there's this, club where we can go after this. So whoever want to come, right? And basically me and somebody I made friends with on that trip, we went and hang out there. And then the whole thing devolved in basically this tour guide becoming a drug pusher. So he tried to sell us drugs, and we didn't want to. And then I looked at this friend of mine, and I was like, we have to freaking run now. I don't feel good about it at all. And we looked at each other, and I started, and he started after me, and we ran from there because the whole thing started escalating. And at that point, I had a feeling, you must get out now or perish, or there's going to be a problem of some sorts. So that's one of the stories that I have. I've had many such stories especially about people, when I meet somebody and I know that they're trouble. And then I proceed with the relationship, whether it is a work opportunity, or there's somebody, I've had that was former roommates, all kind of people like that. You're like, something's offered to you, an opportunity, and you're like, that's a great opportunity, right? It's like the Titanic sub thing where they just like, oh my God, this is amazing opportunity. And you have your rational mind takes over because it says pluses and minuses. But if you just make your decisions based on positives and negatives in life, you will wind up in a lot of trouble. So pay close attention, right? And there's also a gradient to this whole thing. It's not like if you have a bad feeling about a situation or a person that you outright have to cut it off, but you need to go into the situation with an open mind. Let's say it's a work opportunity and it seems like it's a great money, and then you get in there. But your gut feeling, it happened to me last year. Gut feeling was like, ooh, so just not right. And I went in there and I'm like, I have a feeling that this particular boss there is going to be complete trouble. I don't know why, because she's so nice and everything. And it turned out to be that way. On the other hand, I didn't really get burned too much because I went into the situation with an open mind, because I felt that this is not giving me a good vibe, and this is probably not going to work out. But who gives? It actually looks like good experience, and it turned out that way. You know, I've had a lot of things, good things happen, and better decision making and all kind of things that I evaluate much better because I had this experience, because it was a great experience. So I lasted there a month and I walked out. So there are gradients like this. Also, if you meet somebody and you feel like the person is trouble, you just need to keep them at arm's length. Don't go into that. Don't accept like whatever hangouts and whatnot. Just be polite and be, professional, and but not go too deep into that. But in some cases, you meet somebody and it's a straight flat out nope. You nope out of the relationship. You nope out of the opportunity. Anyways, leave me comments about your experiences with going or not going with your gut feel. And also if you have had any positive experiences, because I also have had positive experiences where I'm like, oh my God, this is such an exciting opportunity, such an exciting person. And yes, and then you go with this because it's natural to go with the positive, and then you don't even think back that you had this gut feeling, this is going to be amazing. And then it turns out to be amazing. So leave me in comments. Leave me a comment or two and let me know your experiences. I would be glad to read, and I'll see you next video. Cheers.